Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back with a trailer reaction. This is for the official teaser for the Ahsoka series. I am beyond hyped for this. Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I freaking love her. Funnily enough, when she first appeared, I wasn't a big fan of her in Clone Wars, and then she grew to be one of the best characters in the history of Star Wars. And the fact that she is getting a continuation of her story as well as a continuation of the overall like Rebels story is so flippin' exciting for me. Like Rebels is fantastic. Rebels does not get its due. Everyone, when they think of the best stories in Star Wars, even the best animated stories in Star Wars, everyone talks about Clone Wars. Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars. And I love Clone Wars, but Rebels is Rebels is peak, baby. It's peak. And the fact that they've been slowly introducing elements of this Rebels storyline in like The Mandalorian and other things recently, it's just so exciting. We obviously already had Ahsoka appear in Season 2 of Mando. We had like clips of Chopper that people have seen. We had Zeb appear in the last episode of The Mandalorian, or 2 episodes ago. We had the Purgils in like episode 1. That was crazy. And we have like casting of Sabine Wren. I believe we have casting of Ezra. And then maybe, I'm hoping, maybe Thrawn appears in this trailer. We've already heard mention of him, so we know that that's like the general plot of this, right? Is Ahsoka and Sabine are gonna go find Ezra and Thrawn, and it's gonna be insane. I'm so freaking pumped for this. Now, they've also announced a couple other things at Star Wars Celebration that I might make into their own video, namely the movies, and oh boy, if you know me, you know I'm ride or die for Daisy Ridley, so let's go, baby. We'll talk about more. We'll talk more about that after. But for now, we are here to check out the official teaser for Ahsoka, and I'm just too excited. So before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me and it helps my channel grow. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and then if you want to see full uncuts for anything I watch on the channel, consider supporting me on Patreon. That would mean the world. But otherwise, let's check out the first official teaser for Ahsoka.
Something's coming.
Something is coming.
Something dark.
Thrawn. Oh, she did the move from season 7 of Clone Wars. I love that. I love that move where she just chucks him down.
This is a new beginning.
Sabine!
For some, war.
Hera!
For others,
Oh, what is this guy in? I've seen him in stuff.
power.
Ooh, hers is kind of like orange. Lothal!
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers.
Mon Mothma. I'm just... Ah!
Thrawn's return
It's him!
as heir to the Empire.
Ooh, you can't just say that. You can't just say that. That has connotations to it.
We have
What
to
is
prepare
this
for the
guy?
worst.
I know he's in stuff.
The Jedi fell a long time ago. There
Obviously a
aren't
bad
many
guy. Is that Ezra?
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
I'm just amazed. Oh my god. In August. Ooh, baby, August can't come soon enough. Okay, that looks incredible. Honestly, that looks amazing. And it's coming in August, which is so soon. I think the only thing that was missing from that trailer is Rex. Where's Rex at, man? I gotta know what he's up to. Maybe Tamora Morrison's getting in shape again, or growing out his beard. I don't know. But yeah, so the storyline, I believe, is gonna be following pretty much what we knew, right? And it's gonna be Ahsoka and Sabine trying to find Ezra and Thrawn. This one, it definitely paints it more. This trailer definitely paints it more as a story, less about Ezra, like trying to find Ezra, and more like an ominous tone of like Thrawn is coming back, right? And for the most part, that makes sense because up to this point, the Ezra hasn't been talked about in the live action Star Wars stuff, right? Even though he's obviously been a part of, 4 seasons of Rebels, he hasn't been mentioned in live action yet, and Thrawn has. So like most of the people, or at least most of the casual people who are checking out this trailer for like live action Ahsoka and watching this as a continuation of live action Star Wars, they're going to be more familiar with Thrawn as a character than Ezra. And they know him as this like ominous force or this ominous person. So talking about it in this trailer as a return of Thrawn as like an heir to the Empire makes sense. And first of all, you can't just say heir to the Empire. That introduces a whole other slew of connotations. I mean, come on. I think that does kind of confirm somewhat the tone that they're gonna use for Thrawn, though, in terms of like how villainous is he? Because in the Heir to the Empire books, right? So in that like now Legends storyline, Thrawn is obviously the heir to the Empire. He's the last one alive. He's the one that's like taken over, being in control, right? And he's a lot more villainous than in his other appearances in now canon Star Wars. So it's very interesting, what they're gonna do with that. Because since then there have been 2 separate Thrawn trilogies that have come out. One covering his time in the Empire, like before A New Hope and things like that. And then another prequel series covering his time with the Chiss and why he came to the Empire. And at least in the prequel series, it definitely paints him as a more sympathetic figure. Not necessarily like a good guy by any means. I mean, he is the protagonist of those books. And he's definitely not a bad guy in any means. He's very pragmatic. And honestly, like even in the prequel books, he's not a bad guy at all. Like he's a legitimately good person in the prequel books. He's not necessarily a great guy in the straight up Thrawn trilogy because he's working with the Empire and he's not ruthless, but he's efficient, if you would call it that. So he's. I mean, at least my interpretation of the regular Thrawn trilogy is he's not painted as an unwilling or like hesitant participant in the Empire. Like he's very much willing to participate in the Empire, but he's not as cruel or ruthless in those books as other Imperials are. Like he looks after the people that are close to him. He is generally a decent guy, if that makes sense. Now, that also does bring up the question of like how decent of a person can you be if you're actively participating within the Empire. But it feels different when you read those books, and it very much feels like he is only a part of the Empire because he needs something to combat the ever-growing threat in outer space, like in the wilds and in the unknown regions, right? The Grisk are coming, and he needs something to defend himself and his people, right? And he believes the Empire and the Emperor can be that. Now, in Rebels, they definitely portray him in a little bit more of a villainous light, right? He bombs a civilian city in Lothal, right? And he does some unsavory, more evil things, and that appears as though that's the route they're going with this, which is a little bit of a bummer. I always hoped that they would kind of treat him as more not a situation where he could have a full redemption arc and come back to the good side, but like at minimum more neutral, right? Like I'm not saying make him a hero or anything, but if they would have just gone with the neutral portrayal of Thrawn, where he's really only looking out for the survival of his people. That is his main goal in life, is the survival and advancement of the Chiss ascendancy. I think that would be the best way forward. So like having him, at least on the surface here, be more interested in ruling the Empire is a little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. I'm willing to see where it goes and what happens. But yeah, Ahsoka finding Sabine. They're gonna go try and find Ezra. You know, hunt Thrawn, I guess. But then we have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, obviously iconic actress in her own right, but currently the wife of Obi-Wan Kenobi. She's married to Ewan McGregor. They have a kid and stuff. But she's playing Hera Syndulla from Rebels. Fantastic. This was kind of like people kind of assumed that this is who she was playing a while back, but now that we have it confirmed, that's super dope. We obviously saw like a hologram of Ezra. I believe there was a short shot of Chopper in this trailer as well. I think just fantastic that the Rebels crew is back and we have pretty much all of them cast as far as we know. If they had a shot or a flashback of like Freddie Prinze Jr. as Kanan, oh boy, that would be insane. We saw shots of like Mon Mothma, obviously returning from, you know, Andor and her way back in episode 3 and Rogue One. That's very exciting. We also had the appearance of some new dark side users. I didn't know who the girl one was, but the guy one is played by Ray Stevenson, who at least on this channel we most recently saw in RRR. He was playing the villainous British you know, man. You know, the evil man that kidnaps children and just wants to kill our homeboys, our two best boys. He has also been in Black Sails as Blackbeard. We know him from that. He's obviously voiced characters in Rebels and Clone Wars before, but that's pretty exciting. I wonder who he's playing, like what his role is in the series. Very curious. And then, yeah, I'm curious about what the like emotional character journey that Ahsoka will go on in this series is going to mean. We know that she dies before the sequel trilogy. At least as far as we are aware, she dies, because in Rise of Skywalker, when Ahsoka is calling upon all of the long-lost dead Jedi and you hear all their voices, you hear Ahsoka's voice in that. So we can, that's about the only thing that we know, is by the time the sequel trilogy comes around, Ahsoka is dead. So I'm just really curious to see how they go about that. But luckily, we don't have long to wait to find out. It's coming in August, just a couple months from now, and I am very, very excited. Definitely let me know what you guys thought of the trailer down in the comments below. Are you excited for the Ahsoka series? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me and it helps my channel grow. If you're new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to Ahsoka, because obviously I will be. And then if you want to see full uncuts for anything I watch on the channel, including Ahsoka, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. Your support over there would mean the world. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.